So I've been doing live streams for a little bit about Cyberpunk, and when I started it was 2.1 and then they ended up updating to 2.2. So a lot of the mods broke. So I've been spending a lot of time having to replace mods, update mods, the whole 9 yards, whatever. But the mod pack that I created was to actually use a lot of photorealism mods, and as well as a whole bunch of other mods just to make gameplay fun, because my game, it's a challenge that I'm doing, shotgun only, and of course I have like 90 HP. Everything can one-shot me. So there's mods in there that do that, which all of them are optional. Like, you can install the entire pack, but you don't need to use all the mods. Everything is toggleable, I should say. So it's like, if you don't want ultra hardcore mode, don't put it on hardcore mode. It's a lot to it, and one of the main features of it is dark future. So there's the survival aspect of you need to eat, drink, sleep. Don't get into 100 gunfights without keeping your mental up, and the whole 9 yards. But the point of this video is, if anybody wanted to play the mod pack that I've kind of come up with, which granted, I add, update, remove mods all the time. So right now it's at a stable build where it doesn't cause crashes, doesn't cause any sort of issues. Today was the last mod I needed to be updated, finally updated, and that was just because the author of it was struggling to figure out how to get it to work with 2.2's update. Now that that's been done, like I said, I have a stable mod pack, and I'm just kind of wanting to share it with people. So I'm just kind of going to go over the key features of it. There's going to be a lot of mods that are in here that are relatively small, or I have some weapon mods in, and by some I mean like a lot. Like my Let's Play only shows a shotgun because that's all the challenge is, but the mod pack is intended to be played through different playthroughs, because after my challenge I plan on doing a different challenge. So I have a ton of different weapons in, and there's other features, like there's clothing and pose packs, just because I'm always taking thumbnails and it just makes it easier on everybody. But there's also, you can't forget the best part of Cyberpunk modding, which is the vehicles. I'm a vehicle nerd, so there's a ton of them in there, and I can't even begin to go over how many of them there actually are. I mean, I know my favorite is the Arch, the bikes of the dark future or something, but there's a ton of them. Armored Velociraptors, 6x6, there's tons of things in there. So pretty much any car you could possibly think of that you would want is probably in the pack. If not, I mean, cars are easy to add, drag and drop. Pretty much every mod for Cyberpunk is that way. But I will get into some of the main features, and yeah, I'll just kind of get into it. So we have Edgelut and Novalut. Both of those are mostly for getting the lighting and the graphics to just kind of go well together. I know Nova leans more into density of the crowds and like traffic. You have Edgelut, which is mostly for like the lighting of things, shadows and all that, without bogging your computer down, because everybody knows if you turn path tracing on to get a good look, you still have your game try to light on fire. I also have no duplicate NPCs, just because when you're leaving your apartment and you see the same 3 people side by side just kind of walking, it's a little weird. So it decreases the likelihood of you seeing the same person within a small time frame. Next, on the quality of life or the graphics type things, clear windows and clean glass. So The one that I use is the squeaky clean variant. So there's a lot of buildings in Cyberpunks, and 95% of them you have no reason to go into, so they're just kind of placeholder buildings. The issue with this is, appearance-wise, they look great, but when you get close and realize that the windows are see-through and you're looking into a non-existent room that has essentially a PNG of something going on the inside. It looks nice from far away, don't get up close. And then, of course, clean glass, that's mostly for the cars. So my most recent stream, I actually got into a Lamborghini that did not get affected by this mod, and pretty much the sun hit the windows and the screen was like white. You couldn't barely see all the windows. So pretty much all this does is, most of the modded cars and all of the base game cars have the clear window effect, so you don't get as much glare on the windows, just because the point of this mod pack is to kind of drive in first person. So there's a lot of handling mods installed as well. I mean, you got better bike cam, you got you can actually drift if you really want to. I get confused on trying to figure it out. Sliding all over the place confuses me. And another thing is, if you really want to, yeah, I have the flying vehicles mod. I haven't used it yet. I'm poor so far, so I haven't been able to really buy one, but you can fly vehicles around as well, which looks great in Cyberpunk, especially with all of the high quality stuff. Makes it look a lot better. So now we get on to less of a quality mod and more of gameplay. I kind of did a rough idea of it so far. So Dark Future, Urban Survival. Definitely one of those. It's toggleable. You don't have to have it on. I personally do, because this Let's Play that I'm doing is supposed to be ultra hardcore, so with the hardcore mod on, which the hardcore mod that I have only activates whenever you turn the game's difficulty to max, and then it kicks on this mod, which essentially doubles how difficult the highest difficulty is. To the point that, like, everything hurts. Like, I think one shot from a sniper will instant kill you. Like, if somebody has a shotgun, it'll insta kill you. Grenades are the bane of my existence, so if you see one of those flying around, don't do it. But then you have Dark Future that was added into it just to make it even more difficult. Your nerve goes down with gunfights, and when your stats get too low, your nerve will go down very fast. You have to stay hydrated. If you don't do that, you get negative effects. Hydration, food, and tired will not kill you, but they'll just give you like negative effects. Like, if you get too tired, your character will essentially like have, I guess to call it, blackout moments. Your character will like blink and it'll just kind of go blurry for a second, like your character's just exhausted. If you're hungry, your character kind of like wobbles around a little bit, and you can tell that they're starving. And then hydration, your stamina regens slower. There's a lot more to it, I believe, than what I'm leading on. You can also get injuries, which, from my experience, I don't understand how the injuries work. I have like 3 broken legs somehow. I don't even have 3 legs, and somehow I got 3 broken legs. That's a weird one. It just kind of makes it to where you heal slower. And your nerve goes down faster. When you have an injury, your nerve will like plummet. It's quite annoying. But that's just another one added on for hardcore mode's sake. Add another level of challenge to Cyberpunk. I mean, I've played through the game so many times that wanted something new. So anyway, back onto the high quality mods. Preem Shores and Preem Water. That's mostly for like the pier areas and like pretty much any of the areas that have water. It just makes the water look more lifelike, I guess, as well as like the beaches and everything look more like beaches and less like trash. So it's just a small quality thing that you don't see a lot of. I know one of the best places you'll see it is if you do the Judy quest line and you end up going to the giant crater of a lake. That area actually looks a lot nicer and it's a lot easier to see and everything. It's a small quality thing that you don't see all the time, but when you do see it, it's kind of like appreciated. And then we have the realistic map. That's just because, in my opinion, it's one of those that's just kind of, it's up to you on realistic map. I personally like it just because it looks, well, more realistic. You can kind of get a better feel on where things are. One of the issues, though, is as for Cyberpunk, the look of the map kind of says like you're using cyberware to kind of plan out your GPS. So it kind of makes sense. It's like, does it break the immersion? Probably, but not like a terrible amount. It's not going to freak you out or anything. It's one of those. It's up to you. And then, so I also have revised backpack. Now, this is another one. I like how it looks. It doesn't really change difficulties of anything. But when you have hardcore mode and dark future, which is you have to heal, you have to eat, drink, and all that, revised backpack makes it so much easier to actually find what you're looking for and see how much of it you have. So it's just kind of one of those to make it a little bit simpler to understand what you're trying to do instead of doing what I did and buying 38 freaking burritos thinking I was getting something to drink and then wondering why I'm completely full on food and nutrition, but my hydration is dangerous. Also, side note to Dark Future, don't, as easy as it is to just keep going to all the vending machines, you actually lose nerve every time you go to the vending machine and buy stuff. So it's like an up and down. You're capped at like 70 nerve when you go to vending machines because it drops you by like 10% or something. Another thing, we have responsive NPCs. So NPCs will react more to you and the surroundings of Night City instead of them being static and just kind of standing there. Like if you see a hobo hiding on a corner beside a trash can, I'm pretty sure they're going to react to you not only just staring at them, but also having a gun in your hand or being like extremely armored up. They'll probably even react if you activate your cyberware and you start using the Sandevistan or Berserk beside them. They're probably going to freak out and try to run away. So it just adds a lot more realism. And I know I've actually seen it a few times on my stream without realizing it. Especially most recent stream, I actually went through a restaurant fighting Valentinos and I didn't realize it until the shots started firing. But as soon as the first shot fired, all of the NPCs and the people that were inside of the restaurant started running out and leaving, which normally what NPC's reaction to in that situation is to like just kind of stand there and crouch. So it's like it makes them have more of a reaction to, hey, there's guns and cyberware being used everywhere. Adding on to that, we have Night City Comes Alive. So Night City is very clearly the type of place that is just swarmed with gangs. Constant violence everywhere, cyber psychos on the loose. But base game wise, it's like each location is kind of set on what spawns where. Like Valentinos will always be in the Valentino spots specifically. You're not going to see them driving around doing their own thing. Night City Comes Alive adds gang wars that randomly will sprout up anywhere. I know the first time I went to Lizzie's bar, the Moxes were fighting the, what are they called? I think they were actually fighting Tiger Claws right in the front, like the parking lot. Like just for no reason they were there. It also adds in motorcycles spawning. So instead, the only location you ever see motorcycles are literally parked on the side of the street next to like a gang hangout. They're never out there. So it also adds bikes to traffic, which is nice because, I mean, why is V the only person that drives a bike? Everybody else just poses beside him, you know? Another thing, just for the appearance sake, limited HUD. Just, I mean, the key feature of limited HUD is you don't have to have everything on. You can have everything turned on. You can have everything turned off. You kind of just set it up to how you want it. I personally tend to have everything off, except for when like the weapon's in my hand, and then I kind of want to see my whole HUD. I want to know what's going on. But if I put everything away, I don't want to see everything just scattered all over the place. So Ultra Plus is definitely a necessity for a lot of the mods that are in this, mostly because Ultra Plus allows your computer to not have a seizure trying to load all of the heavy graphical mods. It's more of, it kind of brings unity between all of them, allows everything to work together while also allowing you to manually set the graphical settings and like how much VRAM is being used and everything. It's nice to have. This one's kind of up to me. You don't really have to use it. It's just, I thought it would be a nice feature. I haven't really used it yet, so I don't know too much about it. It's generative texting. So the NPCs, I believe you could set an NPC that you could talk to, and they'll actually like talk to you on a regular basis instead of just about the missions. It seems like there's just more life behind some of the NPCs, and the creator is like consistently updating it. So it's like you can have conversations with Vic or like Panam, Judy, Somi. I think Reed is also in there. You can also talk to Johnny. I don't really understand how that works because Johnny's just kind of always with you. I don't know why Johnny would be texting you, but I think it's an option. That's pretty much most of the graphics mods. I'm pretty sure I'm forgetting a lot, but I'm going to put a zip file below that's just going to pretty much have everything set. So instead of you having to manually download each individual mod, and plus I don't feel like linking however many mods I have in this, plus finding the mods again just to link them is not easy. It'd be easier on everybody if I just pretty much give a zip file. So I'm going to link a zip file. It'll have my entire mods folder set up. So pretty much all you'll have to do is just drag what's in there somewhere else, place it inside of your Cyberpunk folder like you should, and then everything's good to go. You don't really have to worry about anything. There's no configs you have to change or anything like that. So it's just plug and play almost. One thing I would say, and this is definitely like up to you almost. So reshade is an option that you can use. Reshade definitely works well. I actually use reshade as well, and I have a 4K photorealistic INI that I use. There's already a bunch of graphical mods that work great in Cyberpunk, but then having that reshade as just a little bit of a boost to everything and enhancing the lighting, colors, and all that, having a little bit more of a film effect just kind of makes it to where there's always going to be a little bit of blur to Cyberpunk in some spots. So having that reshade kind of evens it out in a way to where it looks more like it belongs and fits in. So it's like, if you want to install it, of course, get reshade. You don't have to. It really, the game itself looks great without it. There's already too many high quality mods on there. I also have the high quality Cyberpunk mods, or Cyberpunk rework, HD rework. I forgot what it's called. That's also included. A lot of the texture framework has changed. So yeah, I'm probably just going to leave it at that. Anybody that wants more details and actually like more of a better preview of the mod pack can check out my Let's Play that I've been doing. I've pretty much been all over the city and all over Badlands. So you get to pretty much see every ounce of what Cyberpunk has to offer, from being in the middle of the boonies to the middle of the city. Granted, you'll also see my struggle through me trying to create this mod pack, where there's crashes, there's errors with my Let's Play. I think there's one point that just things stop recording. I don't know what's going on. But you pretty much get to see that making a mod pack is not easy when some mods don't like to work together, or some mods are just outdated and you don't realize it. So you get to kind of see that entire aspect. So anybody that wants more detail can go and see my videos and watch my live streams, because that's pretty much where I'm getting my videos from. But I'll stop ranting now. So I hope you guys enjoy the mod pack, and let me know any thoughts or add-ons anybody can think of. We'll go from there. Anyway, thank you.